Got him. Now, Tank. Now.
Welcome to your doom.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
Well, it's your fault.
Yeah. What's
You're making me nervous. Yeah. You got my dad's glasses on my whole life. I feel like I'm being judged.
Yeah, Jordan's like, just relax. I want to take some pictures of you.
Yeah. No, he did. I called up my dad. I'm like, so you've had Dahmer glasses this whole time?
I need to call lens crafters right now.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, so you're telling me about Kanye earlier.
Yeah, he's going.
I feel like this is going to be a hot topic. I mean, well, it's like it's continuing to be as such. But man, that guy is just like, man, no, dig up, stupid.
Exactly.
Like, what are you doing, dude?
Like, if anyone hasn't seen it, they probably have seen it. Kanye was just on Alex Jones's show at the InfoWars. He was wearing, I don't know, gimp hoods, but it was a hood that zips up in the front, completely obscuring his face.
Yeah.
And he was talking about...
Well, he's trying to not be a meme, but probably ended up being one.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how he was pretty fond of Hitler, and Hitler had a lot of
he
good
goes,
ideas.
He's not all bad, and like you could see Alex Jones, who's like paying like millions and millions of people about, or millions and millions of dollars.
Frothing out of the mouth.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm back, baby.
No, actually, I was thinking more like he was like backpedaling. Because he's like, well, I don't know about that.
Well, yeah, no, he played it perfectly. He said, I'm not down, and I think I quote this, I'm not down with that Jew stuff. In reference to Kanye attacking them.
Yeah, because it's like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's like, I feel like Kanye's trying to make enemies. But on top, but his justification was like, well, Hitler like invented the microphone and whatever.
I'm sure he didn't, but
but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't think he was in there doing some R&D or whatever.
He's saying obvious stuff. It's like that no one's evil 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
fine.
you could be like, well, he's also a vegetarian.
Fine.
Well,
I should say this real quick. Welcome to Non-Essentials Podcast.
Yeah.
We're starting off real dumb
Yeah.
with Kanye. Let's just follow Kanye stuff. My name is Jake Yee Bussy. I'm taking it too.
all should be quiet on the Kanye Western Front.
Ah, there you go.
Thank you.
I like that. Yeah, but actually, audience member had brought up a good point that he has, was it $200,000 a month for child support? So he's just trying to lose all his money. Like, was it Brewster's Millions, where he's just like, get it out of me.
Yeah.
I'm going to become worthless.
I mean, imagine paying that much money for a fake butt. Like for Kim Kardashian.
Sure.
Dude, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but they had said the Gold Digger songs really come full circle.
Come full circle, yeah. Huh. Yuck.
Anyways, holy shit. Who would have thought Kanye wouldn't flow nicely into something else? Actually, wasn't there another stupid thing I had seen? Was Alyssa Milano?
Oh, no. Actually, okay, so I guess you can make this relate, and we can tee off with, can we talk about this podcast's favorite African-American?
Oh, yeah.
Elon Musk.
Who said OJ?
So no, our favorite, the Non-Essentials podcast favorite African-American is Elon Musk.
Yeah.
And man, I have a few things. He had a really funny response because Alyssa Milano, she was, just up in arms over the Twitter thing, and she even was like, like I even gave back my Tesla. She goes, instead I got a VW, EV or whatever.
What a position to give
You
back a Tesla.
Yeah, she's like, I got rid of the Tesla. I got a Volkswagen instead. Like I can't get behind something that was based off of white supremacy. And it's like, and then it's like, do you understand that the people's wagon?
Yeah. How long do you think the pause would have to be from everybody before she was like, oh.
Yeah, dude, like, it's like you don't have a team.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, all I can think of is like Trump when he was tweeting shit. It's like you don't have enough money to like pay somebody to be like, hey, proofread that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, dude. Alyssa Milano.
Someone was
proofread it, dude.
Someone was just not saying the obvious thing in that Volkswagen dealership. Like, I think you have a strong moral character and backbone.
Yeah,
I agree
exactly.
with your decision.
On top of that, my mortgage due, so I get paid off a commission. So this is great. No, I
love when someone puts their right foot in their mouth. So,
right foot? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
All right, I like it. I'll allow it. All right, so no, like, and I think it was the Hodge twins, those guys that are, I'm talking about. They had commented on that, and so then I think Elon just like there's these two guys. Believe it or not, they're twins, the Hodge twins.
Oh, they flip houses. Is that who you're talking about? They were just on what we do in
like
the shadows?
YouTubers, man.
All right, I'm pretty up to date on stuff.
Bring back MySpace. You know, I want
What's
I want
Tom
like
doing?
Yeah, he's
Tom's
looking
like, hey,
Tom's looking back from his whiteboard like, see, I told you guys.
we had it on this whiteboard the whole time. I did dig into.
Well, no, I just gotta say, like, I kind of miss just the twinkly, like, glitter fairy back pages. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
You're like, I would
Your
go to my
favorite
friend.
songs, top friends.
Dude, I'd go to people's. I didn't like people, but I would go to their pages like, they have a good playlist. You know. I love that people were up in arms over the fact, and I don't want to turn this into the Elon hour.
Let's just
but
suck
like,
his dick. Like, let's just metaphorically suck that rocket ship dick they sent
he's
down
on
to
it.
Tesla.
Yeah, all right. I mean, I don't want to make eye contact with him.
Who makes eye contact in a blowjob?
Creeps. I need the PP partisan.
Nobody's
Like
there
the
for anybody
curtain.
else. It's all.
Yeah. No, so like what I'm saying though is it sounds like he's just trimming the fat, and people are like freaking out because they're like, he got rid of half of the the employees. It's still like running well, and they're like, oh well, this is because the employees did such a great job at the coding. It's like
That is something that's frustrating to where it's like, if you get rid of half an organization and seemingly from the outside without breaking down the analytics to the normal person, it still appears to be running just fine.
yeah.
Maybe you were overpaying for coding.
Yeah.
And I understand there was a whole fiasco where it was like paying $8 a month for the blue check and all that stuff. People were misusing that to crash stocks, which I think is hilarious because
think
if
it's
you're
funny.
getting your stock tips from Twitter, you deserve to lose some money.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I
Like,
mean, Jake does
that's not a good-
stock tips here on the Nonsense podcast.
I lose
wonder
my
how many-
money with research.
Yeah, no,
With Twitter.
No, and I know that like some places, I know that he was upset that Apple was talking about not putting his app in the Apple Store, and so he's like, well, fuck it.
No, I think him and Tim Cook, they met, they smoothed
figured it out? Okay.
Yeah, it's one of those
Well, I've got dated
misunderstandings.
information then, I guess.
No, that's the thing. Is like Apple's
If I
a
was on
brokerage.
Twitter, I would have known this.
Apple makes money off the top. Apple makes money off you having an app. They're not going to kick out Twitter without,
Well, it'd be a dumb move. It'd obviously solely be like just a fuck you.
Well, anything Apple's going to do is going to be smart. To where honestly, if it made more sense to like get on the fuck Eli bandwagon, they would because Apple's a smart company and they position themselves well.
Yeah.
So
There's Jake's stock tip right now. Invest in
yeah,
Apple.
actually, that's my stock tip for
adapt
the last 20 years.
The
like,
A's.
do you remember Forrest Gump came out in what, 99?
Okay.
Do you remember that scene at the end where he's like, Lieutenant Dan got us invested in some
It's a
fruit
company.
company,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we don't have to worry about money no more. If you would have done the same thing when that movie came out, you wouldn't have to worry about money no more. But I remember,
You also
seeing that
could fuck
thinking
a chick
like,
with AIDS.
thinking like, I missed it. I missed it again. Yeah. How didn't he have AIDS?
I don't know. I guess Poland.
How didn't he have AIDS and that was his kid?
Maybe
Did he
just
get
like,
AIDS? Did she get AIDS when she was pregnant with his kid?
I don't know. So,
Like,
I mean, sometimes people have different kinks, dude. Maybe you just like to just fill her up
that's all right. In the book, there was
from a distance.
chimpanzees that went to space apparently. So I got to read the book.
I do remember hearing that. That is fucking stupid.
So
Yeah.
speaking of fucking stupid.
Yeah. Let's hear it.
What was that? They're sentencing 13,000 women to death in Iran for wearing face masks improperly.
Yeah. Or no, they're hijabs, right?
Yeah, they didn't want to wear their hijabs anymore.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: the news came out. So what was reported was, if you go back, I think it was September. It was I forgot her name. I think she was 22 years old. She was improperly wearing a hijab, and they arrested her. Hair was showing or something like that, and they arrested her, and she died in custody. Right, and they were arrested by the morality police, which. Here's a red flag. If you name yourself the morality police, this is like every dictator.
I was gonna say this is like 1988.
Yeah, because it's called the Islamic Republic of Iran. The
Yeah.
same way it's the People's Republic of North Korea, the
Yeah,
People's
yeah.
Republic of China. This is a big sign that it's not the People's Republic.
Yeah, yeah.
It is a fascist dictator.
It's the going on a business sale
Yeah, yeah. They
that they've had running for 10 years. They're not going out of business. And
So in awesome protest, just nothing but intense protests for like months now, where they had to shut down the internet in an attempt to like quell it. And the majority of it's young Iranian women that are saying fuck wearing hijabs, which
Yeah.
I'm not going to put my American spin on it. I think it's fucking stupid, of course, but that's their culture.
Well,
but I agree with them. If they think it's fucking stupid, they should be allowed to change their culture.
I agree with the fact that if they want to wear one, wear one. If they don't, they shouldn't. They shouldn't have one shoved in their face. Like, I mean, I know that. I mean, because I travel a lot, and if I was a female, I would absolutely wear one. You know?
Yeah.
Just because I'm not a citizen there, and I don't want to get
You're just passing through.
Yeah. I want to fly under the radar, but like I could see if that's your culture, it's one of those my body, my choice, my like like which I fully understand and respect, and it's like really disgusting that they can't even just like wear the clothing they want or not want without getting beaten to death or shot in the street.
What's frustrating too is you can look up videos where they're using, I think it was AK-47s. They're calling it like less lethal, but there's videos of shotguns from 3 feet away with less lethal ammo killing people. I think it's like 50 people have been killed in protests already because of it. It's still raging on. And there was another thing I wanted to go into about it. Keep talking. I'll remember it here.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah, just fill the air. Fill the air. Oh, this is what it was. So even though, like, who's the guy in Canada? Trudeau. He had been like 13,000 women are being sentenced to death in Iran. And everybody backtracked. All the news and stuff. The news came out. They're like, listen, we at the news, we're not going to report on unsubstantiated rumors. I'm like, fucking since when?
Yeah, it was.
When
first
is this
of all,
the new model?
First of all, we
like,
believe it was 12,999.
Yeah.
So we don't want to report for slaves.
Yeah, and isn't it even the potential killing of 13,000 women for not covering their face worth reporting on? Even if it's hey, let's get to the bottom of this unsubstantiated rumor. So I think there's pressure being applied behind the scenes, probably in the form of, hey, your gas is going to go back up unless you fucking get in line.
Yeah.
So, and it's spilling over into the World Cup that's going on right now too.
Well, I think that we've hit that quadrennial moment. Where you
What's
realize
quadrennial?
Where you realize who your friends are. Quadrennial. I want you to think like what happens every 4 years. Quadrennial means every 4 years.
Presidential election.
Okay.
Olympics.
No, the World Cup.
Oh,
so that's where when I said it really divides like nations in half. You've got people that are like in America. You've got people that are like super into World Cup and soccer and just. And then you have normal people.
I love sports.
Right? So, like, I mean, dude, I don't know. I'm not a sports guy, but, man, I'm even less of a soccer guy. You know, like, I don't get it. I mean, I will say that, like, out of respect, out of the athleticism it takes to basically, like, run a marathon every game or whatever, But, like, I can't even pretend to, like, give a shit. But I know it's making a ton of headlines, and I have looked into it just a little bit so I can get all the memes, because that's how I get my news nowadays.
I'm glad you looked into it, because I didn't, believe it or not, I didn't bring this up to talk sports with Adam. I know his love of sports. But, and also, here's the other thing. I know Adam has been to Qatar, where it's at.
Yeah.
And I was surprised to learn that it's absolutely, like, no homosexuality allowed. Everything rainbow is banned.
Yeah, they
now.
won't nothing. Yeah, they're shutting everything down. Like that. Like I know that Qatar is very. I mean, it's very very
So how
strict.
are they even playing soccer? Sorry, that's a bad joke.
I don't get it.
Because it's gay.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
I'm kidding. That's funny. So no, I was like, huh. All right. But no, so like in Qatar, like a ton of things. They're even cracking down even more right now as far as like with because there's no I guess there's no drinking or anything like that, which is like I feel like you're losing most of.
Again, that's not fun gay parties.
Yeah. I feel like you're shooting down like a ton of like soccer people.
Hooliganism.
Hooligans. Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, do you know what they're doing to like? Speaking of hooligans, do you know what they're doing to people from England?
No.
Like
in Qatar?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
And so I do kind of respect this, but they're banning people and turning people away if you come up dressed as a crusader.
Okay.
This is real. No, like they're like security at the and I get it.
I get it.
I do.
I get
because
it.
Because that's like to
can't
me,
have a guy with a 12-foot pike in the crowd. Just
no. It's like it's closer to this. Think of it like the Arizona Memorial in Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
That half sunken ship, right? You can walk over. It's really kind of somber moment.
I've tattooed.
Imagine if a Japanese person dressed as a kamikaze pilot to go visit it. So it's like
honestly, here's the thing I'll say: it's America. Let them do it.
fair.
You're free to get ridiculed by the people that are offended, but that's the beauty of this place.
That's how you learn.
Go ahead.
At the same time, like the Crusaders, like that's if you're not familiar with history, like the Crusades is when like basically England was like, no, the Holy Land is ours, and like everyone else was like, yeah, but we live here, like and there was a giant battle.
Sentence,
there was and think of it like it was centuries long, so it's obviously still in their brain.
When was the Crusades?
I actually have the dates here. It started 1096 to a lot of people think it was 1096 to 1300.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus had a lot to do. Like that's 400 years of
that's 200.
That's like oh yeah, whatever. That's like yeah, but you lived till 30 back then, so that's twice as many generations.
Yeah. Now a lot of people think that the Crusades ended around 1300. But actually, the last crusade,
BC?
AD. The last crusade actually happened in 1989, and that was with Sean Connery and Harrison Ford.
He did it.
He doesn't watch movies.
He
so
went there.
The low hanging fruit, guys.
Actually, that might not be the last one because I heard Indiana Jones is getting another one with Harrison Ford.
Yep.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford and the Crystal Walker,
and somehow he's still crusading.
Hey, welcome back. You didn't know, we just took a break because Tony needed to show us the new Indiana Jones trailer. Apparently, and I'll give you honest with you,
looks pretty good.
Totally gonna watch it.
It looks pretty good.
Totally gonna watch it. Yeah, and I was like, Shia in this? And I'm like, oh no, he fucked that up.
Yeah, he did that like cage dance with that little girl, and I was into that. I will say, like, my favorite Indiana Jones fact is supposedly half of his character is based off a Beloit college professor.
I can correct you. I think it's a third.
A third of his character.
I think it's based off of 3 people, but one of them is at Beloit College. For new listeners or that don't know, but we're recording in Janesville, Wisconsin, and Beloit, Wisconsin is right next to us.
Yeah, and I grew up in there, and I'm like, I've never, what a great reason for a 12-foot tall bronze statue mid-whip crack. It's a liberal school, though, so not the best place for that, but.
Well, he's
bronze. So it's fine. So Qatar.
I think when I initially think of Qatar and my time there, because I didn't go into like civilization, so we were out like with the and I feel like I've talked about this before, but we had the Bedouins, which are they're like nomadic camel herders.
Sure, like sand people from Star Wars. Honestly, that's where my brain goes. No, it's like this works.
Close, but not quite the mask and human. So
they're not Iranian women out there. Anyways, keep going.
Exactly. So anyway, I remember my buddy Jimmy that we've talked about a lot. He kept doing this like camel sounds. He's like that nonstop to the point of like, dude, I remember I was sitting there late at night. It might have been like 3 a.m. actually, and he's fucking doing it right outside my tent.
Okay.
I'm like, fuck you, like I remember like angrily zipping open my tent to scream at Jimmy about shutting the fuck up with his camel sounds, and it was a camel, right?
Oh fuck!
And I'm like, oh,
dude, he fucking boy that cried camel to you.
He did.
Yeah.
Actually, I think he was just like wooing me to be ready for the. It's like the finger in the butt till before the ramming,
Sure. Okay.
So he put me in Bedouin.
So that's your there you go.
Yeah. Actually, I think and hold on, I will say this. So do you remember the Mummy? Remember the Mummy when there's like the wall of sand?
Yeah.
During the sandstorm, that's real.
Like big sandstorms on the horizon.
Dude, all of a sudden you're like,
did you take those canopic jars?
Oh fuck, no, but no, but like just like actual, just a wall of like of sand coming at you. That's actually real. But I think that the most prolific story is the most horrific as well. And my buddy Patrick, he was born with 6 toes. Pat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hell of a swimmer.
Yeah. Well, they're all webbed.
Yeah.
I hope he listens right now because he listens every once in a while. So, but I've been teasing him for a while. But like one of his toes, he has 6 toes on. And we were out in Qatar for a long time, weeks, no shower, you occasionally do baby wipes or whatnot. And I won't say his name, but I'll just say his nickname. His name is we nicknamed him Baby Cakes. But anyway, so Baby Cakes, he on a bet, he decided, or I can't remember. I feel like it ended up being like a couple $100. I had like $200 or $250 or something. But he had to suck each one of Patrick's toes. And then for I think it was like 10 seconds.
Just pay $250.
Yeah, to not
Like,
do it.
Can you? That's how you get out of the bet.
But but no, like.
He was earning $250.
Yes, he was earning.
That's not
that.
enough.
Yeah, no, not at all. I mean, this is granted. I don't know, inflation or whatever, but like this is like in 2020, or God, 2002, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
And so anyway, but he had to suck each toe for 10 seconds, and then the sixth toe. Because the sixth and fifth and the pinky is like two pinkies basically. He had to suck that one for 30 seconds.
Oh, it's worse. You know,
And-
like I don't know what if him doing it's worse, but you guys watching,
Well,
you guys watching, and there's not a lot of porn
I don't
out
want
there.
to. Yeah, listen, I'm not saying it was impossible to beat off to. No,
Yeah.
just kidding. It would have been awful. I would have been. But anyway, but like Baby Cakes, in his defense, he was a good sport, and he was even like doing the look up. You know what I mean?
How much worse is a desert foot than a normal foot?
It's pretty gross, man.
Yeah, it's
Like,
gotta be horrific.
I don't know. I'm just not a foot guy either. To each their own. Except for if you're into feet, then I think you should.
I think he was 100% into feet.
Yeah.
There's like, and I made
don't know.
money, and I made $250.
I would have paid.
Sure.
Yeah. So anyway, those are my. I guess my.
Sounds like a great Arabian night.
What would you say? Yeah. Which is weird because Qatar is so intense, right?
Sure.
But then like just off of there, I've been to Bahrain as well, which is like a tiny island just north of there, and that's like. I've heard it described as like the Las Vegas of the Middle East. Like I went to a bar there, you know what I mean, and
Strippers take off their hijab, whatever you call it.
they show a lot of ankle. No, there's there's surprisingly a large amount of like Australians and stuff like that, like in Bahrain.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like it's not the same, even though it's like very very close. But yeah, that's.
So in Qatar,
Yeah. So
I will say just real quick, we'll hit the last thing out of the soccer thing. The interesting part is the U.S. just beat Iran. I think we had said it earlier.
oh, and they dumped so much money into that too.
But Iran was originally calling for the U.S. to be kicked out of the World Cup. And the reason they did was, I guess in the U.S. broadcast, they put Iran's flag. On Iran's flag, there's a symbol in the middle, which means the Islamic Republic. And they scrubbed that off. So it was like, I think just the old Iranian flag.
So they just used a different one, like a dated one, or they were doing it disrespectfully? Because I think it's fucked that they're doing it disrespectfully.
I think it was to stand with the protesters.
I
That's
mean, but you can't sit there and poke a bear and then get mad if it swipes you.
Well,
I mean, that's their flag. You have to kind of like, right?
Well,
Or
here's
am
the
I
other thing.
Weirdo.
The Iranian soccer players originally wouldn't sing their own national anthem. But then they got threatened by their country's
I was gonna
government,
say, like-
so they half-heartedly sang their national anthem. So this is the thing. It's like,
They're just going watermelon cantaloupe.
yeah, exactly. So it's no, it's an interesting thing. And then the U.S. did beat Iran, and it's one of those. I don't know about soccer, but I guess from what my soccer buddies tell me, they're in the top 16 or something like that, which they've
Okay.
never been to. And that was their minimum goal, was to reach the top 16. So they did achieve, and it was a riveting score of 1-0, which is another reason I hate. They need bigger
Fuck
goals.
that shit,
Like-
yeah.
Like I've watched, like, get Quidditch goals out there with double circles and different. That's why we like
Is this
football.
a Harry Potter reference?
Yeah.
All right.
That's why we like football, man. Shit, like honestly, I watched a
To
playoff.
them, it's football. That's the problem.
I went into soccer. I'm like, I'm gonna see what this is about. I watched a playoff game end in a 0-0 tie. I didn't actually watch it because I was asleep.
I did see that they're like, if England beats, or if the U.S. beats England in soccer, it's now going to be officially called soccer instead of football, right?
Oh, I would cheer for that.
Yeah.
They've been such cunts about it forever.
I mean, I will say, though, much like the metric system, it makes sense. I mean, you kick it with your foot. You know, like, it's like,
Nope, we use our foot on the football too.
oh, like one guy, he's
Yeah.
the kicker.
Yeah. It's a power move. It's football.
All right, sure, man.
It's American football. I don't know.
That's like, man, I can't even think of something stupid. It definitely doesn't make sense.
Okay. So
It's calling it mitt ball instead of baseball.
that's fine. They can call it what they want. And
Actually, there's more mitts on the
Sure.
ball. There's 1 foot out of 22 people.
you really want to get into like a sports argument? like let's get into it. You were like lambasting it earlier. Now you're gonna sit there and like
no.
grandstand upon the logic of no.
I
We,
just-
we measure with king thumbs.
Yeah.
And we call it football.
Yeah, I'm being a contrarian.
All right. So San Francisco police have been requesting permission to use deadly force with robots. You see this? They submitted.
I did see that, and I have to say that is, I think it's a bit of clickbait, because like these aren't Terminators. You know what I mean? These aren't yet per se, but they're still controlled by cops. It's a fucking drone strike. Essentially, you know, it's a drone strike. It's a one-person drone strike.
That's what I have questions
We've been
about.
doing that.
So I was saying, like, who would you think would predominantly drive these drones? Like,
Fucking PlayStation people.
exactly, PlayStation people. So I do
I'm
think
an Xbox guy
I do think
myself.
it's interesting. Like, I have questions to where, like, when does the deadly force come in? Because it's hard to inhibit the need to shoot back when shot upon.
Jaywalker.
If you're, you know, too much Call of Duty to where my reflexes are too good. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like,
Just start teabagging.
but yeah, I did look it up, and it was let's see, I got a quote here. They submitted a document and wanted to use it for training, simulations, criminal apprehension, critical incidents, exigent circumstances, executing a warrant during suspicious device assessments.
I mean, I get like the times I've seen are like that they were justifying with are active shooters, bomb threats, things like that. You know, because it's like the way I look at it. I mean, I would rather like waste a drone than a human life. You know. And if there's some dude out there just smoking people, and I think what really brought the momentum up and the inertia up of it is an active shooter took out I think 5 cops or something, you know.
Yeah.
And so they're like, all right, we need something different, you know, because these guys are catching bullets when they could just.
But I will say that there's been a lot of documented incidences with the more distance you put between violence, the more likely it is that people can use it. Like, here's a good example of drone strikes, for instance, is there's a disconnect between people that fly the drones and cause the death. Some people are fine with it. Other people have PTSD.
Well, of course. It's it's talking shit online.
Exactly.
Yes. But when you get there in person, you get punched in the mouth.
So it's one of those, like, I'm hesitant to say. It's like, let's say a cop pulls a trigger and kills someone, as opposed to someone at a distance pulling a trigger and killing someone.
But my counterpoint is that he might be less likely to pull a trigger because his life isn't on the line.
True.
You know what I mean? Like if I'm like, all right, point the gun, I don't give a fuck.
But
so
there was there was an interesting proposal when talking about like nuclear codes, and I always thought this was interesting.
Okay.
Is they wanted to introduce more, I guess, checks and controls in doing it. And this is I'm
fine with that.
I'm initially thinking it's a good idea, but this was their proposal, to have someone who had the nuclear codes in a capsule by their heart, forcing the president, if he wanted to use nukes, to kill the person to get the codes so that he would understand the value, like basically.
Is this Black Mirror?
Right.
Should be his wife.
Right. And like, I do like this line of thinking. I think this is like, you shouldn't, like a nuclear bomb shouldn't be a beep, boop, boop, boop. You know, it should be,
there should be direct consequences.
It's like if you want to kill 100,000 to a million, like the term megadeath means million dead.
Oh,
they would
I thought
estimate
it was a terrible band with Dave Mustaine.
Right.
Yes.
But they would estimate, like, when cities were hit, they would say, like, we estimate this will cause 4 to 5 megadeath. They're talking about 4 to 5 million dead.
Yeah.
So I do think if you're going to weigh that decision, you should be willing to kind of get your hands a little dirty.
Of course.
But at the
Like,
opposite
real
end, like, this would favor a psychopath. You know what I mean? It's like you want a compassionate leader or someone that can pull the trigger. So
yeah, like I just kind of wanted to kill a guy. The
That's
nuclear
true.
part was
Yeah.
the benefit.
Right.
It's a tip.
He's an excellent leader.
Yeah. Can I do a tip of the hat?
Of course.
Man, this has got real dark. There's been like 13,000 ladies murdered.
Well, here's the thing.
Nuclear.
You have been a month dry. Did we even bring that up? We ended.
Listen, I've been
No nut.
I've been using KY.
November. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I just actually I'm this is December 2nd.
Yeah.
December 1st.
This is December 1st.
December 2nd in an hour and a half. But I literally waited up until 12:01 so I could send Tony a picture of me ending No Drink November with a glass of his Boondock Saints whiskey. So
Congratulations.
yeah.
So-
And then I stayed up too late drinking it. Okay, so I want to go off. I want to give a tip of the hat.
Okay.
Okay, this is more not so much to a particular person, but to Best Buy. Okay, and the reason being is because, and I want to just go over this quickly, but like I hate the idea of like excessive plastic use. I don't really use a bag unless I need to get one. You know, when I'm leaving a store.
I like throwing them in the river. So.
Well, yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Well, no, I think most people have the bag of bags underneath their kitchen sink.
The bag of bags,
right? It's like that in a junk drawer. You know, everyone's got those. But anyway, but I hate the idea of the excessive plastic. But again, going off of my time in Kenya and stuff like that, of like a plastic grocery bag is like the fine for that is like tens of thousands of dollars, legitimately.
In Kenya?
In Kenya, yeah.
Okay.
You can. They are absolutely illegal to have a plastic bag, right?
I just thought they didn't have them. Like maybe that's me being a dick. But
no, you can have it if you got the money for it, I guess. But anyway, but it's all reusable bags, because they want to cut down on plastic usage. Well, and Best Buy, what they've done is
that why they're so underdeveloped? They're just very environmentally conscious. They're like, no, this is perfect.
No, they're trying to get back. But so Best Buy, what they started doing is they started doing 11 cents charge, which is nothing. It's nothing.
Sure.
11 cents charge per bag, right?
Okay.
You want to use. There was a guy who was so upset about it. And keep in mind, my tip of the hat is towards Best Buy for sticking to their guns for doing this, right? To take a step in the right environmental direction.
Sure.
This guy, he records this video, and he's super butthurt, selfie mode, like bitching about. He's like, I just spent $3,200 here at Best Buy. He's like, I'm carrying this out with my hands. He's got his son next to him. He's got like a MacBook and some security cameras and stuff like that. Furious about the fact that he wasn't given a bag over the 11 cents, blah, blah, blah. And it's like,
this is a psychopath.
Well, no, I can think of it as like,
buy the bag.
All I can think of is like, you dumb bitch. You're showing that the system works because you didn't need a fucking bag.
Yeah.
You're walking out without the shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're walking out with it in your hands.
It's an inconvenience store, though.
Yeah, it was like, God, it's like he had to walk the 47 feet to his car. It was like, whatever. But anyway, so I just wanted to make a tip of the hat towards Best Buy.
Why wouldn't he pay 11 cents for a bag if it was that big a deal?
Dude, talk about a petty bitch with spite. I don't know.
Sure.
But it's like, I love the fact that he didn't realize he was a parody of himself by letting us know that he was completely capable of not needing a bag. Now, keep in mind, I don't always not take a bag. Because I need something to fill that tiny trash can in my bathroom, right? Because that's where the litter box treasures go.
I always grab a bunch of bags for anyone that brings the paper ones. I just throw them in the river. I don't care.
Yeah, it's one of those like, hey, for every animal you don't eat, I'm eating 3.
Yeah, like it's
vegetarians.
Like, what if the fish aren't using it? I don't know.
Yeah, some people would just want to see the world burn, I guess. I don't know. I love Teddy Roosevelt. He's a conservationist, so there you go. That's
I didn't like Teddy, so that's fine. I did. It's fine.
I'm quitting the podcast.
All right. So, speaking of fish, I'll go right into. I got a catfish for you.
All right,
You
sure.
ready?
Yeah.
Audience, you ready?
You just you kept bringing up polluting waters just so you could like bring up your bottom.
No, I meant
joke?
that. Oh. Like I don't get on board with this whole like people are just doing that to virtue signal. Oh, look at me! I'm saving the environment. Like you made a kid make that phone to make this video.
I'm literally
You're not doing shit.
Yeah, but I also
Kenya's saving the environment.
I just got done saying to shovel cat shit into it too, though. So
yeah, that's true.
It's not my crusade.
So do you want to describe a catfish real quick?
Okay, so a catfish, since Renee's not here, a catfish is where Jake is going to read to me 3 articles. Mm-hmm. One of them is real. 2 of them are fake. I have to guess which one is real. Audience, play along, and listeners, I love when you guys send me messages that you guys are. What are we doing here?
Oh, I'm getting a Tarantino shot of our audience members' feet.
Yeah, one of our very Uma of you.
Yeah, no, I
got
like
her
it.
feet up.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
that's for the whole 6-toe thing.
No, wiggle your toe there for fucking.
You got sand on those
for buck.
Yeah.
$150 right there.
I'll pay that to not do that.
Yeah.
So anyway, Jake is about to read me. Did you theme him? You bitch.
Yes.
No, you didn't. No, he didn't.
You know what? If you find a theme in them, then I themed them. Of course I did.
Happy accidents.
All right. So you ready?
Yes.
All right. So number 1, Ohio vandals release 10,000 carnivorous minks into the wild. Number 2, Indiana white-tailed deer have been seen killing multiple dogs during the breeding season. And number 3, New York City Zoo resident elephant Urkel has been caught pleasuring giraffes with his trunk.
Did I do that?
That's Stefan Urkel.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So so the one is okay. Say the second one again.
Indiana white-tailed deer have been seen killing multiple dogs during the breeding season.
Okay, so we've got number 1, which is you sexy minx.
Okay.
Number 2, they don't give a buck.
Yeah.
Number 3 is Giraffe has had it. Giraffe has had it.
I like it. I see
All
what
right,
you did
sorry,
there.
Sorry.
Have trunk, will jack up.
All right, so wait, is he beating? I thought he was like sticking up their asses.
It just said
He
caught
beating 'em off?
pleasuring giraffes with its trunk. I guess I didn't really look into the article.
All right,
What do
so
you got from the audience here? We got two twos. We got 3 twos.
What do you got?
4 twos.
Oh man. Okay, so so I could see like a deer because once they go in rut, they get fucking bananas.
Yeah, I saw a video of
You know?
whitetail ran an elk off.
I also got sent a picture of a deer eating human remains. That was awful.
It's like the bags. I'm fine with it.
Yeah,
But-
sure. Okay, so I'm gonna go 3 just because I want it to be 3, and
All right.
since these guys have all gone 2.
That means I win, guys.
Ah.
All right. So according to
is it 1?
According to police reports, the mass mustelid breakout occurred between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. after vandals destroyed fencing Lions Farm USA mink farm in Hoagland Township. Local channel Wayne 15 reported. As a result, some 25,000 to 40,000 minks were released from their cage. Thankfully, the farm workers were able to wrangle up the minks, and the remaining 10,000 got away.
It's quite a jacket.
Yeah. And the way I look at it is like just the 10,000 dissidents got away.
Yeah. No, like I mean, like that would be an awful way to go.
Yeah.
Just like attacked by minks.
So this one is actually a little near and dear to my heart, and listeners in the audience might remember. But back in 1998 in Beloit, there was a mink farm where vandals did the same thing. They broke the fence down. 3,000 minks were released into the neighborhood, and I remember they got into the schools and they caught them. The rest of them were dead all over the roads everywhere. It was like this is a day of like, what is that on the side of the road? Because they're raising a farm. They don't know. So
Well, on top of that, they're probably awful for the environment. Okay, so we just got an update from fact checker Tony. He came back to let us know as of 2017, it is a $40,000 fine USD to have one plastic bag in Kenya. That's a real number.
just to be like in possession of a plastic bag.
Yes.
What about meth?
Start planting them. Yeah, that's $8 probably.
That's fine.
Yeah, or jank them.
Drink 'em? Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a plastic bottle. Though.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, so it's just funny to hear that guy bitch about paying 11 cents
Who the
when
fuck
like
has $40,000 in Kenya?
I think what
well,
it is.
lion hunters.
It's USD. Yeah. No, the rhino hunters.
yeah.
Yeah. No. Okay. So speaking of animals, can we talk about something here that's been in the news as of like 2 days ago or yesterday? You know what Liver King is?
Yeah, I know Liver King.
You guys know Liver King?
yeah.
He's like 5'6". He's super buff, giant beard.
kind of
eats-
Instagram famous.
Yeah,
and,
he like eats like bull balls and shit like that, and like livers, and anyway.
He's one of these dudes that's like, work out no matter what every day. He's like
Yeah,
dragging chains in the rain and stuff like that. And
He has been exposed wildly as a fraud. Wildly as a fraud. Now, don't get me wrong. He's in phenomenal shape.
I have heard rumors about him.
Okay, well, of course, yeah. No, he's been like Joe Rogan's talked about him.
I know you're gonna go into it, but did he get ab implants?
No, but I can talk about that in a second if
Okay,
you'd like.
yeah.
I cannot believe like that this guy thought he was convincing anybody that his physique was built off of like this ancestral lifestyle that you call it, where basically just like the caveman living, where you just like would throw fucking spears and eat organs.
He looks like an 8th grader drew him.
He does. It looked like my muscle man Conan's that I would draw as like a little kid. Yeah. Well, anyway, but like what had happened is that he had messaged or sent an email like a while ago before he's famous, sent an email to this like well-known bodybuilder coach, and he was like, "Hey," and he basically like itemized like all the different things that he was on.
Okay.
Right? Like down to like the milligrams and everything like that, and all these different things to where I was like,
So
as
he's
they're-
not natural.
fuck no, he's
Okay.
not. And like, I mean, no, he's the only one that thought he was convincing anyone that he was natural, because it was just
I thought if I drug chains in the rain, maybe my abs would look like
Yeah,
that too. I
yeah.
just,
Dude,
I
he,
just
like-
didn't want to do it. It
yeah,
looked
he
hard.
pulls like vans with his teeth and shit. Well, anyway, so like, I think the biggest problem for me is that he was like adamantly saying that he's like, I've never done steroids. I've never done anything like that ever in my life, right? And he's like, all I do is I eat clean and you know, because he has like a supplement company. He's like, I eat this stuff and whatever else, right?
He has a supplement company. So he's
There
doing
you go.
the Stallone
Yeah.
with the Rocky movie. Stallone got in trouble because he's like, this fatigue is from working out and eating right and subtext steroids, but he was trying to sell supplements at the same time. So
I
anyways,
didn't know that, but
that was the one where he fought whatever Rocky movie he fought the last one in before he was the coach. Before
Is that yeah? That's with the like. Don't you know he's a street fighter?
Yeah, we're gonna build some
Tommy the Machine Gun.
build some hurting bombs.
Dude,
or
that guy
whatever
got
they said.
AIDS, right? Yeah. Tommy the Machine Gun. That guy got AIDS.
Like Jenny. Callback.
Yeah, there you go. T. Hanks. So anyway,
That's probably what gave it to her. The timelines line
Yeah.
up. So
I guess. Yeah. So anyway, but what the fuck is happening? So anyway, but now keep in mind that the email was sent before he like blew up and got famous, right? But like it clearly
from a while ago. Okay.
Well, I mean, like a year or two ago at least, right? But it
about how
still
long he's been
completely
famous.
negates his like never have I ever comments, right?
Okay.
But I do like the fact that because people ask him, he's, you know, every single interview, people are like, do you take PEDs? You know.
This is that weird part of the internet where if he was like, of course I take PEDs, he'd never be famous. So I
Yeah.
kind of get why he lied. He just that's just a chick's version
Hold on.
of makeup,
he did
but
say,
for the body.
He did say, yeah, that's the Instagram filter in real life.
Yeah.
So anyway, he did say, he goes, I'll be honest with you, I do take PEDs.
You know what? I did see that.
Hold on. I prioritize, execute, and dominate every fucking morning. PED, right? I was like, he can that, right?
I don't even do that.
Yeah, but
I'll
like
do the steroids.
yeah, but no. So when this email leaked, and then like, of course, then our buddy Rodney over at New Strength Nutrition. If you're not familiar with them, make sure that you go there. And if you say that you enjoy, and actually, if you hate the Non-Essential Podcast, they will
Yeah,
give
you
you
get
10%
more
off.
off,
Yeah,
yeah.
you get 5% off if you say you like the Non-Essential Podcast. You get 10% off if you say you hate them. So go to New Strength Nutrition in Evansville,
They'll
Wisconsin.
charge you 15% more if you think Hitler's an okay guy. So,
Oh my God! They should just fucking beat your ass in the back.
Dude, that'd be a good advertising. Be like, hey, 20% more if you think Hitler's cool. Just like, I'll advertise that for tattoos.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, here you go.
Why not
You
9?
Yeah.
So but like he was the one that actually told me, he's like, hey, did you see Liver King got thrown as a fraud? All I get is like, I am Jack's complete lack of surprise.
Yeah.
And there's your Fight Club reference for the episode.
What, did Barry Bonds out him? It's just like,
But no, like and it's like what I don't understand is why wouldn't you, at least if I was him, I would have been like, you know what, I have done in the past. I realized that wasn't the way I wanted to go. I changed my ways and now I eat clean, so buy my shit. You know what I mean? I feel like that would have been at least like a blanket.
yeah, you should always
Come
like clean instead of
that's your
being
backup
exposed.
shoot.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna jump with one shoot. I'm gonna have a spare, right?
I do agree. At some point with his fame established, he should have came out and be like, listen, I misled you. I'm sorry. These are dangerous. Here's some detriment to it. Here's a healthy way to do it. At least he would have saved some face with it.
Exactly. Now, but he is like, I always say this word. I always say the word incorrectly, but vehemently, right? Yeah. But he
You didn't
vehemently
say it very vehemently.
God damn it. But he vehemently denied like taking any of that shit ever. He was like, I have never and I never will or never have, blah, 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 right? But I love that.
Yeah, roids make you impulsive and defensive.
Yeah. But like Joe Rogan was like, I'm just going to read his quote. He goes, he has an ass filled with steroids. That is what he's got. Now I want you to guess, how much money do you think he spends in his email? How much money do you think that Liver King spends a month on HGH and different types of steroids?
Monthly? You
Yes.
get the audience?
11,000.
11,000? I was going to say 11,000.
Obviously, Tony just showed you.
I was going to say
Take two. Yeah. 500? That's not that much. It's more.
no,
What the fuck?
honestly, my honest answer without them like jumping the gun, I was going to say 10,999.
Oh, yeah.
So, like,
Some Price is Right
It
rules
is,
over
yeah.
here. Yeah. He wins, I guess.
Yeah.
So anyway, fuckers, thanks for ruining
so
the
11 grand a month.
Yeah. No, that's a fucking shitload of like that he's just blowing or shooting his ass apparently.
Here's the thing. It's like if I had 11,000 a month to spend,
I'm not gonna spend on that.
everything around me would be nice, not me.
No, I mean,
I'd have a nice vehicle, nice house. I'd have a nice chair. I'd be a sloth. I'd be the opposite. I would look like a hacky sack. They'd be like, he spends $11,000 a month on luxury.
I'm curious though. What do you think what you guys think this is going to do to his sales? With his ancestral supplements company.
Well, Kanye is more popular than ever.
I guess. Yeah, but I mean, Kanye is like he's not like a lying fraud. He's just a fucking weirdo.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Here's the other thing: sell steroids too. You know what I mean? Just be like, hey, you want to look like me? Take steroids. Just like be open, own it. I don't know.
Well, no, like his ancestral supplement company, they sell like organ meat and like in bone marrow and stuff like that, but it's in capsule form. Right, and all I can think of is the best way I can say it the way I understand it is think of it like when when women get they dehydrate their placenta, and then they grind it up and they take capsules of that. I think that's what he's talking about.
So with that, that's a hormonal balance stuff.
Yeah,
that's the reason they do that.
And do you know how you even make a hormone? You fuck her in the pussy.
Yeah.
So anyway. Oh, you got an eye roll? All right.
Or wherever.
Yeah. So, but like one of his popular claims to the raw organ meat thing, like and like bone marrow and stuff like that, is he refers to it as like targeted foods. And this is one of the other fallacies to where it's like, okay, let's say on a different planet than Earth, or at least a different reality where I didn't think he was on steroids. Him saying that, he's like, well, basically, you got to if you have a bad liver, you got to eat liver.
Mm-hmm.
If you got bad lungs, you got to eat lungs. Like that. That's what he means by like the targeted food.
So if you're stupid,
you got to eat brains. Yeah.
So
If you're hung like a light switch, you got to fucking gobble on some dick. I guess I don't know. Just like
nothing's happening.
Yeah. Anyway, so but targeted foods, it means that he thinks that eating the organs preferentially deliver nutrients to that corresponding organ in the body.
Right. This is a dumb thought.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Exactly. It's like, I mean, like kidneys literally filter like junk. You know what I mean? It's like out of your system, so it's like
you don't eat the air filter out of a car to breathe better. So, like, I know it seems right, but it's
some
wrong.
would say it makes you breathe worse.
Yeah.
I just say the same thing I say every time I get my oil changed. They're like, hey, you need to get this. I'm like, just spray it out.
Yeah,
just take an air hose to it.
It's fine. That's all bananas.
Yeah. So anyway, but like, I'm like, maybe that's why like he's eating like these bull testicles.
I think that's more for like looks and videos, but I was going to ask.
Well, it's for clicks, but I think that he's eating the bull testicles. That's to unshrink his NFTs.
Wait, his non-fungible tokens?
No, non-functioning testicles.
Oh, he does. I forgot. This guy doesn't do acronyms the right way, or whatever you call it. All right.
Did you get it right away?
So can I ask when did he get outed?
Like 18 hours ago.
Okay, so
as of today, like December
has there
1st.
been a big?
He hasn't said shit. What is he gonna do? I mean, besides painting the wall with his brains, he's gonna fucking say that like.
No, I hope he like. Should we make predictions as to what's gonna happen?
He's probably gonna say that the email was faked, right? Which would be like.
Is it bad? I never even thought to do that. Like maybe that. Like my first instinct isn't lie. My first instinct is like just spin it. Like you got more people looking at you than ever right now. We never talked about Liver King, but scandal. Fucking Kanye West. Compliment Hitler. I don't know. Internet's a weird place. Dig down to go up.
That's what he should say. Hey, not Kanye, guys.
Yeah.
Like
honestly, if he just came out and be like, listen, it's hard to get looked at on the internet. Steroids help. I don't know.
I mean, like the guy doesn't own a shirt. Like. I don't know if I've legitimately ever seen a picture of him with a shirt on.
Honestly, here's
the
thing I'll say about him.
If I look like that,
even if I took steroids, I wouldn't look like that. Because he still has to drag chains in the rain. And
don't get me wrong.
You still got to lift the weight.
No, he does bust his ass.
Yeah.
He does bust his ass. But, I mean, I think that guy is 43.
He's 43?
Yeah.
Oh, his heart's going to stop.
Dude, he's going to fucking die.
Yeah.
Like, you're talking about his abs popping out. Like, I've heard that, like, that when you take that much shit, it just makes everything bigger, and that's where you get that bulbous six-pack and stuff like that. You just go, like, full gorilla.
Sure.
But, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I mean, if I could, like, blink my eyes and look like him tomorrow, I probably would do it, so.
I can tattoo some shadows.
Yeah.
We got you covered. It's no big deal. Listen,
really
listen, for one, I hope he's happy. Hope he's throwing bags in the river.
I'm so curious. I know that the next episode we're gonna talk about. We'll talk about like an update because there's got to be an update. He can't stay silent this long. Hold on a sec. Oh, him with the shirt on. All right, it does exist. Thanks, fact checker Tony. All right, there we go.
He looks great. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's his kid's shirt.
Here's the thing: is like steroids should pay him for the advertising.
Yeah.
Steroids are gonna go off because of this.
No, for sure. Yeah, I mean, but anybody knew that he was doing that. I have a quick. I was trying to think of something funny to do, something possibly quick here.
I can tell you I was stupid last week. Go into it, and then maybe I'll end on that.
Okay, so I wanted to ask you if you had to pick a famous horror movie death for me.
Death?
Yes. What would you choose? I'm going to pick one for you.
Like you're an actor in a movie, you have to die.
Yeah. No, a famous. Like think of I'd pick you to be the whatever guy that gets hit with a hatchet or whatever.
Okay.
Right. So a famous death in a movie we've seen.
Let me go into this real quick. I was tattooing a guy. He put on Terrifier 2 this week, and
this is going to be what you're going to get.
No,
with?
I'm not. No, I like you, so I'm not going to put you in. But like I was going to say, anyone that's about to get talked into Terrifier 2. I don't know who that movie's for. Like
dude,
it was so over the top.
Dude, Marsha fucking told me to watch it.
Yeah, but she does those surgeries where they fucking like hammer the rods into the femur. So I'm like, that's who it's for. It's like surgery nerds being like, yeah, all right. About time a clown got in there deep. But no, I was gonna say, like, if you're squeamish at all, don't watch Terrifier 2. I will say, I do like the character Terrifier 2. He's interesting.
I've just never been a clown guy.
Dude, clowns are stupid, but
I think they're super lame.
But he is like, there's something about him that I'm like, okay, because he's legitimately like a creepy weird. But don't watch it if you're squeamish at all. Don't. It's like Saw on Liver King drugs. Like it's awful. So all right, I was saying that because I need a little time to think. All right, so a horror movie death for you. I got it. I would put you as the male lead role in The Notebook.
That is a horror.
Every day you gotta just read that chick's life back to her. Just like, you'd be like
Groundhog Day.
Tom Hanks in The Green Mile. We're like, can I die?
I'm thinking more, dude. I mean, I guess the best part about that, I mean, if I had to go silver lining, is that like, I mean, you get a mulligan. You can do some weird shit.
Yeah, I've always laughed. Like The Notebook needs a sequel. Where he's just at a bar all day.
He's like,
"Where's your wife?" Be like, "It's fucking Tuesday."
Yeah.
Tuesdays are with Maury. I'm Maury. I don't know the guys from The Notebook.
Oh man. All right. Well.
What about me? Are you gonna kill me with Terrifier 2?
You had it on, but I didn't really get to see any gross shit at the shop when we were working.
Dude, I watched it peripherally as I was tattooing. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Have you seen The Cell? Yeah. Remember when there was the horse in the movie The Cell?
Oh, am I the horse?
You're the horse.
Dude,
remember
that's a way to go.
those panes of glass come down and just turn that horse into a kaleidoscope?
Yeah.
Right?
Fucking turn it into some American cheese.
Just craft slices?
Yeah.
Or I'm going to do that, or I'm going to say I have you be the middle person in Human Centipede.
Oh. So I'm the appendix, and I kill everybody.
That would be that'd be my pick.
That'd be
for
Liver
you.
King's heart,
Dude, yeah, that guy's gonna die. No, it's okay.
What's that?
You haven't seen The Cell?
Centipede.
Oh, Human Centipede. Oh,
yeah, yell shotgun. Most important shotgun of your life.
Oh man. Okay, so since we mentioned livers, I at least want to touch on this. This is something that I learned, and here's a little fun fact for the day. Okay. Excuse me. So, President Bush Sr.
Okay.
You know, not what the Rangers, right? Right. Not Texas Rangers.
So you're talking 90s Bush.
Yeah, 90s Bush.
90s Bush was so much bigger than 2000 Bush.
Yeah, not 9/11 Bush.
Why are we using these terms more?
Yeah, it's the CIA Bush.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, Bush Sr. Did you know that when Bush Sr., President Bush, when he's 20 years old, him and 8 other of his fellow airmen were shot down? Because I don't know if you know this or not, but actually he was a war hero.
Okay.
Okay, but he was shot down, and there it's called the Chichijima. Chichijima incident, right? Chichijima. It means it's an island just south of Tokyo.
Okay.
But they were shot down. He managed to escape, but his 8 fellow airmen not only were captured and all killed, right, beheaded, but 4 of them were eaten. By the Japanese soldiers.
Was he flying pugs?
No, I just think that's super interesting. I was like, a former president almost was eaten when he was 20 years old by a cannibalized? That's not interesting to you?
That's super interesting, but this is World War II?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. And like towards like, how the fuck, like who came back? But actually, like at the end of World War II, there's a bunch of, not Nuremberg trials, because obviously that was in Germany, but like that variant of it, but all these Japanese soldiers that all admitted to this, they were all like hung and shit for the cannibalization. And the reason why I'm tying this in here is because the reason why they did it is not only just out of like, what? Go ahead.
Were they not allowed to eat?
Humans?
Yeah.
Well,
it's like I know this is a bad question, but I assumed it was out of necessity.
Sort of. Well, I mean, I guess necessity.
Not like rice again.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Okay, so necessity is kind of subjective because now I'm glad you say that, because actually there were no laws, because I guess they probably just never really experienced it, but there weren't any laws about cannibalism.
Sure.
Military laws, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure there are now, but there weren't any back then. So what they ended up getting them for were something like other than honorable burial, or prevention of an honorable burial for military personnel and stuff like that. Which I don't know if they're just
sounds like if they won the war, this wouldn't have been a big deal.
No, yeah, it's so it's Tuesday, right?
Yeah, it sounds like one of the guys that got away became president. Which, God, that had to be bad news for them.
No, and I mentioned this just because obviously we were talking about Liver King, but the reason why they did it is not only, obviously the Japanese, they felt like the livers of their enemies would give them medical benefits, right? Okay. But then also
they eat shark fins for erections over there. So.
I think that's like China, right?
I don't know.
Anyway, so but with that being said, but also out of like starvation as well too. But I guess they were like amputating limbs and like keeping the soldiers, the military personnel, U.S. military personnel alive, so they could
Dwight Schrute's horse.
Yeah, exactly. You can harvest just 18 pounds or something like that off of a horse. So anyway, feel free to cut that if you want. But I thought that was at least interesting that one of our kind of recent, presidents.
How weird if one of their name was Kobe. Sorry, I had it.
There weren't any helicopters.
It was laying right there after the aircraft crash.
I thought you were going Kobe beef, so I went with the macabre aircraft joke. Okay, so since we mentioned Qatar, right, and the silly, stupid fucking laws that they have, and it's like, and did they not realize that, because I mean, you had mentioned earlier that with Qatar, there's no drinking, and even down to the fact that like you can't even have offensive behavior. That's actually technically against the law, is offensive behavior. And again,
like
I feel
grandpa's house.
I feel like that's also offensive. That's also subjective, because offensive behavior to me is being a soccer fan. Okay, but like on top of that, they were saying that like homosexuality is illegal, and it's like,
isn't that offensive behavior to ban that?
Well, exactly. There you go. That's where it's subjective. But if it's like, it's not gay if you wear a condom and don't look in their eyes, or don't kiss, right? It's not gay borrowing friction from a friend.
Yeah, listen, it's not gay if they don't live.
No. So anyway, I thought I'd end this on funny laws. We haven't done this in a while.
That'll work.
Okay. So I want you to see if you can guess the theme, and listeners, I want you to play along. Audience, play along as well. Now, in Arizona.
Okay.
And, I should say this. This is following the same kind of template as the. You okay? Okay.
Been drinking.
Yeah. So this is following the same template as the catfish. 2 lies and a truth. You guys have to figure out which one of these is true and the other 2 are false. Okay. So in Arizona, it is illegal to, number 1, have a visible missing tooth when smiling if you're over the age of 18. Number 2. Drag a bag of garbage when entering a passenger rail system. Number 3, install a cattle fence that is too small for the mayor to pass through.
Okay, so the first one, like everyone in Arizona, or nearly everyone, is way over 18. That's the snowbird state. That's where everyone goes.
So it's illegal to
Yeah.
have a visible missing tooth when smiling.
When smiling.
Yes. If
Okay.
you're over the age of 18.
Okay, that one is honestly stupid enough to be the right answer. And the
Number-
second one, you cannot drag a
You cannot
trash
drag a
bag.
bag of garbage when entering a passenger rail system.
So here's the thing that's like, I don't know if there's many passenger rail systems in Arizona, except the whole like Wild West thing. So maybe it's an old law that's still like archaically still there.
Number three. It is illegal to install a cattle fence that is too small for the mayor to pass through.
I don't understand. It's too small for the mayor to pass through, like
Cattle fence, like cattle
they
boundaries.
They can't like walk through it.
Yeah.
They can't do the step through.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be
Can you
subjective to
guess
the size of the mayor? We got a number 3.
Can you guess the theme? Mind the gap.
Who the fuck could guess that theme? All right. So, hey, is it Mind the Gap?
Yeah, you got it, man. First try.
All right. Here's the thing. I'm gonna try to like outsmart Adam here. So I'm gonna say his theme is Mind the Gap. So 2 of these are gonna be more connected than the real answer. So minding the gap feels like the fence and the gap of tooth. So I'm gonna go minding the gap is a loose stretch on the train system. So I'm gonna say number 2, the train system.
2, 3, 1, 2.
We got good spread.
2. So this is according to Hastings and Hastings. This is they advertise themselves in Arizona as the discount accident lawyers, which is always a good start, right?
Are they brothers?
But they do, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I didn't ask them. So
they're the same last. Okay, go.
What if they weren't related?
That would be like probably why they got together.
Okay.
Like,
So anyway, now this is based off of an older law. But they said that this one only applies in Tombstone, Arizona. And the logic, they said, is obvious.
is Tombstone the Tombstone from the movie?
Yes.
Nice.
Tombstone must have been flooded with vagabonds sporting poor dental hygiene, and they wanted to keep out the riffraff.
Ah, okay.
So,
I knew that was a law.
Number 1? So
Yeah.
you cannot smile in Tombstone with shitty teeth? Sorry. Dude, sorry, Britain.
Dude, yeah, did they not? I mean, this is clearly before meth was created.
Oh, that's true. Or honestly, a good way to get the riffraff out.
Well, no, seriously.
Listen, you can drag a trash bag right onto the railroad. It's fine. And you can get the fuck out of here. So, all right.
All right, so there you go. So it's a very good job. Finally, I don't think I've stumped you in a while. So that's really frustrating.
Well, I'm pretty good.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
I
really pulled a homer.
I was really hoping for something witty to come up there, but no, I'm just going to go with honesty.
All right. Well, this has been episode 102. Thank you very much for
So,
listening.
102. We don't really have a real theme, but my name is Jake. Jake, we can drink in December. There we go.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming along with us.
Yeah. And I'm Adam. I fucking knew the Liver King was on steroids, Riley. Dude, fuck that guy.
I hoped he was. The same way, like, I hope Mark McGuire hit all those home runs naturally. And Barry Bonds, too. Heads get bigger in your 30s for some reason.
Dude,
I don't know.
Yeah. Dude, I want that guy's heart to explode.
It's just weird.
I wanna see it.
Pete Rose can't go in the Hall of Fame for betting on himself, but Barry Bonds gets to be in there for literally being Liver King.
What about Shoeless Joe Jackson?
He's in there, I think.
Yeah, if you build it, he will come, right?
Nice. I went dark.
Bye.
Are we done? I'm going to leave this part in. Are we done?
Later, boners.
We were drinking. Boners are later. Get it? You get later boners?
You met me at a very strange time in our life.
With your feet on the air, your head on the ground. Try this trick and spin it. Yeah.
You hear that? Where did he say? He goes, it's not gay if they don't live.
I thought that would come back.
Oh, just that one out of all 102 episodes.
Listen, I say stupid shit all the time. I don't praise Hitler. Yet. I still haven't. Threatened to, but
He's not gonna raise the roof, but he'll raise one hand to him.
Hey, Jake, you got a nice VW now, huh?
Yeah.
It's people's way. I don't like companies with dark pasts.
Dude, what a fucking idiot.